Alright, YouTube, we're back. It's been a while, but we have the legendary 60 card man himself, Jad Andary, here. And we just got back from a Hollywood regional, and we also got back from a 3v3. And, Jad, why don't you let the audience know what happened with us today?
So today, my boy Donnie, he got top 8 playing the Spice, the Spright Spice. I got utterly bodied. Uh, but last night we did end up just basically winning the entire 3v3. So yeah, that was amazing. Amazing performance yesterday. Not as amazing today, but it is what it is.
Alright. And then before we get into the profile, you want to do any shoutouts?
Yeah. So obviously I want to shout out you, Donnie. I want to shout out Nick in the back for you guys are amazing teammates. Shout out Team OG, Alejandro, Louis, Javi, for also topping and splitting with us in the finals. Shout out to all my friends at like all the locals I go to, Oblivion Games, Balance Martial Arts and Gaming, Kitchen Table Games, Sunshine Games. Big shout out to Dre Edison for always being like my testing partner, my theorizing partner, and always having to do my Stacy Guard monstrosities. And yeah, just a general shout out to all my friends.
Alright,
Yeah.
let's get into the profile and see what spice you got cooking up for us.
So, first, it's a whole pile.
60 card, yes, sir.
60 card spray good stuff. So, standard stuff. I'll start with 3 blue, 3 jet, 2 red. This is the norm now. Just play 2 red, trust me, bro. 1 carrot, and then 1 spice of Lucas Pixies. A lot of people actually were saying in their profiles today that this card did not come up for the honest effect. It came up for me like 3 times last night. Like I played against Striker, funny enough, round 1, and he had like Hercules base and with the Gary, and I had to protect my elf. So what I ended up doing was, and he had a Shark Cannon my Toad. So what I ended up doing was gonna attack elf, and I went elf into blue, blue into pixies. So he could, like if you were trying to run over my elf, I had the pixies to back it up. Yeah, it came up, and then I was able to just clap back next turn with bringing back elf and just link climbing. That's it for the splites. I believe it's 10 splites. For the secondary engine of the deck, I played 1 of each one card. This gives a little zing. I actually never drew this card, thankfully. I played like 5 or 6 bricks in the deck, and thankfully never drew this at all. The day, like before in testing, I was always drawing this. But yeah, you never really want to normal summon this. But if you have to, you have to. I was opening this a lot, and it was helping me extend. And Chaos Ruler into Baron, into Plague Spreader is absolutely just insane. You give me so much advantage. Pretty standard stuff here. 3 Diva, 3 Soft Rock, 1 Ronin. I drew this card returned like 9 times. It was really bad. This was like glued to like the top of my deck every single time. But this card was obviously insane. Diva did conflict with my deck a little bit because I did play Brave cards. But there I was able to easily work around it because it's just a tuner. So just being able to normal summon this and get into your Hawk plays too is really clutch. And just on the follow-up. Summon this off Hawk 2 to make Gigantic also came up. So that's that. And then Brave cards. 3 Enchanters, 1 Griffin. This was Soft Frog as an FTK. Like actually. Just pitching this off Frog, getting your Ronin, getting your Enchantress, or getting your right, sorry, bouncing back swap, and then having your whole engine live is absolutely insane. Also, special summoning Enchantress a lot, up its own effect, conveniently enough. And then the GOAT. This card was probably the MVP of my deck on Saturday. Yeah, this card's absolutely nuts. People don't expect this coming, especially like the 2 or 3 times I opened it, it was super clutch. Just because it would just put itself as a body. You would either link it off, synchro it off, or exceed it off. Or link it off or synchro it off. You would bring it back for an exceed play, and then it would just detach, go back to grave, and then I'd do it again. I did this like twice, I would use twice in turn sometimes, and it would just help me push through. And dark is really good. So, and then a lot of hand traps. So 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 3 Crow, 2 Bell. Bell was good. I do have to mention this. Bell was good in theory and in testing, but it was actually the worst one. I ended up playing against Rika, and this was my hand trap game 2. My only hand trap, and then he just plowed through me, and I was like, "Whoop!" Which, by the way, is actually one of my losses. But it is what it is. It's a cool deck. 2 Ogre. Actually, the only thing I might have seen this like once, like conveniently enough. So I don't know how good it actually is. Gamma Driver. These cards are good. They threaten the opponent to do things prematurely or play around them. In my top 8 feature match versus games, I actually gammaed his Diva, but he had Ash, and he had blue to extend. So there was no really a good time to gamma. And that's all for my monster hand traps. I have to add Crow was insane, Ash was good, Veiler was good. Just to continue the hand traps, 3 Emperor. So that's 19 hand traps in total. Now to get onto my spells, just power cards. 3 utility, 3 starter, 2 right, 1 faithful, 1 foolish, 1 Draco back. This was kind of glued to my hand too, but I mean, it wasn't that bad, I guess. Foolish, this would dump your Ronin Totem sometimes. Basically just for Enchanters. Not even like Plague. Like once in a while you don't Plague. Ancient requirement. So this. Only 2 right. More than 2 sucks. Even in 60. You don't necessarily want to open this card. It's just an option in your deck to go into just to potentially break your opponent's board. Because you just play Diva. And you know, sometimes like I said, it does conflict. But I think this card was actually perfect at 2. I wouldn't play it anymore. I wouldn't play 1, obviously. Because sometimes you do need to have main deck Mystic Mine out in your deck. And by that I mean just, you know, play this, get Faithful, summon a monster, then just get Draco back. 3 Utility because this card's goated. Always trying to play cards from like 2008, 2009. Like you got the Ulti Utility, the Ulti Plague. Maybe if I was rich, Ulti Swaps, but American Dream and 3 starter. I'm not gonna explain this. And then lost slots. I got called by it a lot. This card is amazing, but it sucked whenever I got used against me. This card is goated. I do not care. You need to have this card in your deck. If you're playing Spright, you need to have this card in your deck. They can trap you once. You hit him with this. You look at your hand. You never draw with this. I've never drawn with this. The times I've drawn with this in testing, I lose because I'm like, you're not drawing anything in 60 cards. But yeah, just ripping cards out of your opponent's hand, get acknowledged. They're only playing with 3 cards you know of, plus an unknown card when you set up at least 3 negates is just busted. And that's it for the main deck. 60 as usual. Would you like side or extra deck first?
We'll do extra.
Alright. Extra. So the 1 adventure token, shout out my boy Chris for making me this, and the pranked one, Rip Yugioh. Synchros, Ruler, Baron, Punk stuff. There was one time, I believe, where I made this by using Plague Spreader, Adventure Token, and a Spright. Baron, because, you know, just the entire combo line. Generally your end board, if you open just fairly well with the Punk stuff, is Baron, Toad, Elf, IP, either a starter or smasher set with at least 2-3 cards in hand. And maybe even a red. Xyz, Toad, Downerd, Zeus. I did not play Cavalry. I did not play Cavalry just because I thought the Link utility is more important. Cavalry did come up like once, and if I do resort to playing more of a traditional build, I would obviously play that card. The card's amazing. But yeah, this package is really good. This boy's broken. I hope he doesn't get banned. I don't think he'll get banned next to this, but I don't know. I don't want him getting banned. 2 gigantic, 2 elf. I'm not gonna explain, these are standard. I actually lost a match to, that's why I should have put that. The cavalry is why I missed it. I lost that game because I played against Inferno War round 2, and he had a 3,300 attack Gearfried out and a 3,500 attack Charles out. This would only get to 32 after I dark rolled him. So the cavalry would have come up, so I would have Zeus wiped everything. But it's fine. And then links all Mirage because 1 card combo, you're playing 60, so like, and you want just maximize combo. IP. How this card, this like expansion, this card's amazing. Summoning Ash, summoning Plague, Diva, and then bouncing your Ash back. It's amazing. 1 dark. This card was clutch. 1 unicorn. I don't think I made this once. I think I made it once to link line. And then X is good. That's it for the extra deck. The side deck. Let me just see. So 3 dark ruler. So my issue with this card. Every time I play this card, I always open 2 of it or open none of it. And the one time I opened 2 of it, it was clutch because it was a Spright board. I dark rulered him. He goes start into red. I dark ruler him again. And then I play. 1 pink. It's really good in general. I'm gonna save this for the last. 3 evenly for tier for back row decks. Even for Spright kind of. 1 red reboot for trap decks, and if I knew my opponent was on like trap cards, look later in top card like a Pointer Red Lotus, D-Barrier, outside the set out of here. Speaking of, so 2 a pointer, 2 barrier, and then a little spice was 2 trap trick. So this give me 4 copies total of each trap. So this is good. In the future, I might continue to play. I might play different traps, but I might continue to play at least 1 trap trick in my deck just because it gives me further options of like what to set. And then you're probably wondering, like, you're not playing one of the key spells in the deck. You know, your Jet is so limited. Where's your Smashers?
You side decked the Smashers.
I side decked the Smashers. I never miss this in the main deck, ever. Never game 1. I was just always winning when I'm going first. Against Floodgates, obviously it would come in. So my theory behind this card is Ronin Totem, Deer Note, Dracoback, Griffin Rider, Fateful Avenger even. You place a good chunk of bricks that do nothing by themselves. So it's like, why would I add something else to my deck that does nothing by itself? That's only really good for like end board setup when my end board setups are already really good. If I played more traditional, but obviously I would play like the Smashers in the main deck because I think this card's like absolutely amazing and pure. But with all like the punk stuff and the brave stuff, I just didn't think it was needed. And yeah, that's the deck.
All right. Thanks again, guys, and know that our next move, both Jad and I are actually going to YCS Niagara Falls. So for anyone heading out there, we'll hope to see you soon. Until next time.